What is going on, viewers? It's TVB, and I'm here, and we're going to talk about Far Cry Primal for a bit. So recently, Ubisoft sent out that Far Cry 5 is going to take place in 10,000 years ago, and it's not going to be like any of the other Far Cry games. There's not going to be money, there's not going to be guns, not going to be vehicles. You're playing as a caveman essentially, and you got to take over other territories, hunt animals, and conquer the land called Aros or whatever it's called. And viewers, it just doesn't sound like Far Cry. That sounds a lot more like an Ark Survival Evolved ripoff without the dinosaurs or the MMO aspect. But on its own terms, I am stoked for Far Cry Primal. It's gonna have a much bigger emphasis on crafting, so obviously that implies there's gonna be a big variety of prehistoric animals in Far Cry Primal. Like, they've confirmed woolly mammoths, saber-toothed cats, woolly rhinos, prehistoric bears, wolves, and deer, obviously. And this is what I'm hoping to see. I'm really hoping to see cave lions or giant ground sloths or terror birds. If they added those, I'd be really happy. As someone who's really into prehistoric animals, I'm super excited to see how they're gonna turn up in the game. And also, since there's no vehicles in Far Cry Primal, obviously because it's in the Stone Age, I'm really hoping for some rideable creatures. Kind of like how in Far Cry 4 you could ride elephants. I had a blast riding elephants. And also, I'm kind of taking as a little hint. If you take a look at the poster, it sees the character you play as stand side by side with a saber-toothed cat. Not necessarily fighting it, so that might hint that there could be like a taming element to Far Cry Primal. I'm really interested to see where that goes. And as I imagine, obviously the weaponry is going to be pretty prehistoric, you know, bows, knives, hatchets possibly, because cavemen did have like hatchets made out of very primitive materials, clubs, slingshots, spears. But one weapon I'm really hoping to see though is bait. I loved using bait in Far Cry 4, just throwing a piece of meat around and then just like having a random predator come out of nowhere and start eating bad guys. That was freaking hilarious. It also makes a very interesting strategy. And also they say that there's going to be a big survival aspect, so it's probably going to be like, you know, you got to eat, you got to drink, you got to do all that stuff, so meat is probably going to have a pretty big role in Far Cry Primal. I'd also love to see a return in co-op mode. I had a lot of fun playing with my friends in Far Cry 4, but Far Cry Primal, I wish that the co-op, or like in future Far Cry games in general, I wish that the co-op mode would go for more than just 2 players, maybe like 3 or 4, or maybe that you can do the campaign missions with your friends, because that was one of the more depressing aspects in Far Cry 4, that you have this really cool story, but yet you can't share any of the fun with your friends. And who knows, maybe the character you play as will be like Herc's great how many greats can I say in one sentence? Grandpa or something like that. And also, if you're gonna give us DLCs in Far Cry Primal, at least make them worth the cash. Don't get me wrong, I had a blast playing Valley of the Yetis in Far Cry 4, but it was so depressingly short, and it didn't add a whole lot more to my Far Cry 4 experience. Blood Dragon, like what they did with Far Cry 3, that was killer, that was insane. And who knows, maybe like Far Cry Primal with this whole prehistoric stuff, maybe they'll put in like dinosaur DLC or something like that, I don't know, but I'm just speculating. Also, the last thing I hope for in Far Cry Primal, I really hope that the loading times aren't so dang long. So yeah, Far Cry Primal, like I said, doesn't look too much like a Far Cry game, but I'm really excited. The game looks like a lot of fun. I'm really interested to see where the story is going to go, because you play as a caveman. And keep in mind, most of the stuff I was saying is just like speculations. I might be right, I might be wrong. But I hope you all really enjoy. Let me know, are you guys excited for Far Cry Primal like I am? I hope you all have a fantastic day. Don't forget to subscribe.
Ninja